things. Over now. Hello and welcome to another episode of We're Talking About Synths. Surprise! This is the old crate music now, okay? So we've had a few episodes on synthesis, and it's very beneficial to learn. You can do all sorts of mad shit like that. I don't even know how I did that. Oh, I have the LF, I have the oh god, I have the LFO moving the low pass filter, and the low pass filter is self oscillating, so it's a sine wave. Anyway, I got a load of reverb on there. Alright, so that's it, a little bit of reverb there. Okay, we're going to talk about synthesis, because I'm a big fan. Alright, so let's go through a load of basic shit, because to be honest, I've been watching this stuff for years and it still does not make sense to me, so let's see. A little bit of reverb, okay. So we'll go over the sine main waves. What have we got? Triangle. That's the fundamental with one harmonic, as far as I know. We got the saw wave, which is all the harmonics, odd and even. Got square wave, which is the fundamental and all the uneven harmonics. Gorgeous. I got some white noise, which is all the frequencies at the same amplitude. And what else we have? Then we can blend them. Alright. So we got two saws. All that messing. Two squares. Back to saws. And here's a triangle by itself. Triangle's very close to a sine wave, which is just the fundamental. So it can often sound an octave below. It's just that fundamental note. But you can actually get the sine wave out of a lot of different waves, such as a square wave. You just roll off the upper harmonics, especially with a triangle wave. So if you get a triangle wave, you just roll off the top a little bit, just the head off it. It just becomes this fat ass. It's these kind of waves that just get the whole room shaking. Those low down sine waves and sine squares and all that shit. But the trick is just get them low down, mad low, and get rid of all the top, and don't touch that resonance. Stay away. Well, that's me with playing the filter, kind of. Alright, so you got your voltage controlled oscillator. Lovely. Do we know what that is? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. In the oscillator, you got a few options. Normally, you have a selection of waves to choose from. You got your sine wave, you got your triangle, you got your square, and you got your saw. And you can change the pulse width of the saw normally, such as and what that is it's alternating between a big box and a small box. So I just got to. That's it. I know it seems kind of mad, but this is what it sounds like. Do you hear that? That's the that's so big box, small box, big box, small box. So it's the same note, just the harmonic content is being filtered out by the wave shape itself. So that's our square wave. And there's a thing called feet, which is used back in pipe organ days. So you got 32 feet, which is all the way down here. Gorgeous, love it. 16 feet, which is up an octave. 8 feet, which is up an octave. 4 feet, which is up an octave. It's all back from organ days. And then, so yeah, you've often on these monosynths, you have 2 oscillators. On the polysynths, often you have 1 oscillator per voice, but you've got 6 voices or whatever in vintage world. Alright, so rocking it with a sine wave, triangle wave, loving it. Saw wave, so you can choose the pitch, the octave. 4, 8, 16, 32. Let's switch through them or whatever. You got portamento. Portamento is Italian for sliding. So if you want to have the sound, instead of going between somewhere over the rainbow, somewhere. If you want to slide up to that, somewhere, instead of somewhere, somewhere. Here we go. It's portamento, sliding. Hear that? And a slower one. Wow, that's painfully slow. And back down. Alright. So you can change the speed of the portamento. There's often a knob that says portamento on it. Nearly all synths, really. So we've got our pulse width. That's changing from a... So big box, small box, big box, and a small rectangle. Love that little. But yeah, you can often have an envelope do this motion. Move the pulse width, or you can have an LFO. Move it in any kind of motion that you want. For example, if you're having a move in a triangle, LFO would sound like this, slowly up and down. A square would be more like jumping between 2, which would be like this. That kind of messing. That kind of messing. Oh man, life's pretty good now. Once again, this is subtractive synthesis. Alright, so oscillator options. You got a few main wave types. You got your sine, you got your saw, you got your square. Square, you can change the pulse width. You often have another option for noise, which sounds like this, which is all the frequencies have the same frequency, same loudness, and that's great for percussion like this. Hi-hats, all that good stuff. Not that noise. Where is it? Yeah, all that messing. Alright, noise, filtered noise is just what drums are. Okay? Kind of. Alright, so we have filter. Oscillator. You choose your what kind of oscillator you want. Then you go into, you got the pitch of it with the feet. And then you can also choose if you want to have 1 oscillator or 2, which we've already talked about. So you could even have them, here's 2 saws. Okay, so here's 2 saws doing the same note. They're both playing at 16. Okay, sorry, here's one by itself. one saw. Now we're going to bring another saw in. It's going to sound like the chorusing. It's going to move around with each other. And now we're going to drop one of the saws down an octave. Okay, it's getting fucking big. Now we're going to bring one of the other saws up an octave. So we're on 32 feet and we're 16 feet. We're moving to 8 feet. Alright, so much more big sound. Here's just one by itself. Here's two of them. These are 2 octaves apart. All that, carry on. Alright. Yeah. So oscillators, you can have 1 or 2, generally. Sometimes you have a sub, which is like a third one below. So oscillators, you got your waveform, you got what octave is playing on. Sometimes you might have an option to change the pulse width, which is just related to square waves. You often have a noise, which just sounds like your Hoover or static. It's just static on the radio. You know when you're changing the radio. Yeah. That's all just noise. All that good stuff is great for synthesis. Really, really good. Alright, and then you got your mixer. So your mixer is where you just blend the different timbres you have. So let's say you want to mix some white noise with a square wave. Alright, let's try that out. So here's, as the mixer is just the balance. Alright, so here's some white noise. You hear that? And here's a square wave. You can blend them. So here's just a square. Here's lots of noise. That's square. You just blend them any way you want. Alright. Now, once we've reached that stage, we then go into the filter. So if we listen to the sound, it's got a lot of high end, it's got too much. So maybe you want to just close that mouth of the synth. Reduce the resonance. So we're just going to reduce the resonance by taking out those harsh frequencies at the top, just by rolling off that high frequency content. It's just like you're in the car and you have that treble knob and you have the bass knob, and you just turn down that treble to make it less of that S sound sibilance and more like more of this shit. How do they get this going? Come on, don't fail me now. Nice kick. Or even. Anyway, that's you have your oscillator bank, which creates this big fucking sound, and then you take away from it. You subtract it, and that's what the subtractive synthesis is. It's just either taking off the high end, all that fucking fizzy stuff, that treble, or else that's the low pass filter is doing all this high stuff. Okay, it's getting rid of all that high stuff. Low pass filter. That's everything low down. God, it's like, come on, boys, go on through your grand. We're only getting rid of the high end, all that fucking stuff the mice can hear. All right. Now, the high pass filter, it lets all the high end, does the exact opposite, and that's what this sounds. That sounds like all this kind of low frequency stuff. All that low. So that's high pass filter. Just rolls out, has control over these frequencies, and the low pass filter has control of these frequencies. And most synths, generally you only have a low pass filter, so you only have control over the high frequencies, which is fine because that's where the human ear is most sensitive to. Humans can't hear that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard to hear what's going on down there. It's not as articulate. It's like someone talking with their hands over their mouth and not articulating the words. You're kind of like, what was that? I didn't quite. So they could be saying anything and we kind of get you. Synthesis Day. Alright, so one thing you can do, we were talking about this yesterday with a different synth. We're going to use the modulation generator, which is the LFO. Just going to keep repeating this stuff. Okay, so we got portamento, that's when you slide between notes. Generally have that turned off. So that's no portamento, no slide. Here's with slide. It's class, it's fucking lovely. It's like a theremin, but not for all the time. So what we can do is attach the frequency. You can use like human vibrato by changing the frequency rapidly, the pitch of the oscillator. Okay, so the oscillator once again is just going to be singing a saw wave, which is all the frequencies. No, sorry, all the harmonics. I don't even. And from there, we are going to modulate the pitch. Alright, so this goes up and down. That's, once again, that's an LFO modulating, an oscillator being modulated by a low frequency oscillator. Modulating means changing slowly over time. Alright, now it's slow. And we can start to go up into the audio spectrum. Well, jeepers. I think you get the idea anyway. That's just slow. It's sliding up and down. It's going to keep going up. Alright. So yeah, that's what happens when you apply an LFO doing a triangle. There you go. There you go. I don't know what to tell you. Right, so oscillators create the sounds. Sometimes you use a low oscillator, one moving a lot slower, to move that sound around to create movement. Like in a more subtle way than just be done with vibrato. So if it was a human voice, it'd be something like this. Right. Don't know if you can hear that vibrating around, but yeah, it can be used to simulate a lot of vibrato and good stuff like that. Alright, you have the master tune, which just tells you what pitch you're in and all that stuff. Alright, so normally you have low pass filter. Once again, just has control of the high frequencies. High pass filter looks after these low frequencies. Put them off for there. Alright, modulation generator, also known as LFO. Envelopes. Envelopes. If you don't have an envelope, it's you have a trigger, okay, and this is how that works. Here's a trigger. So anytime you touch the note, it makes a sound, which makes sense, doesn't it? It's like kind of like a piano, but it stops instantly. Kind of. All right. So that in that envelope, the sustain is just up. So that way, it's just that's how it works. So if you want the sound to just cut off as soon as you hit it, like more of a percussive sound, you have all your things set to 0 on your ADSR. That's attack, decay, sustain, release. ADSR, attack. Here's a slow attack. Alright. Here's a fast attack. So that's the envelope, everything's set to 0. It's just clicks. Alright. But if we want to have this, we back the sustain up, then that will just let us play like that. Full sustain. Now, if you want to delay the attack, it'll do a slow rise, like no. There it is. Alright. Slow volume swell. That's how you get that kind of string sound. ish. That kind of ballpark. Alright, so slow attack. Let's it comes in with a volume swell. That kind of thing. Alright. So sustain only makes noise when you hit it. If you have release, when you take your finger off, it's going to keep going. It's like having that, if you have the pedal on the piano, what's it called, the sustain pedal or something. Alright, now no release, it stops straight away. Alright, so release lets it keep going after you hit it. Alright, so there you are. If you have the sustain up, it'll just keep sustaining forever. Forget about your fucking Les Pauls and all this fucking guitar bullshit. Synths just go on forever. Alright. Voltage controlled oscillator, lovely. Mixer, lovely. Filters, we talked about the filters for subtractive synthesis. Then we go into a voltage controlled amplifier, which turns up the volume. And then we go into an oh, sorry, I got that wrong. We go into a voltage control amplifier, and then we go to signal out. Anyway, so it's oscillators into a mixer, into the filter, out the amplifier, which just turns it up, and then you go to your headphones or wherever you have. So right now I'm only talking about using an envelope for the velocity, not velocity, the loudness of the sound and so on. But it can be used to do all things, including change the pitch. So here's the slow attack on the pitch, or maybe here it isn't. Whoa! Here's the slow attack on the pitch. Maybe that's not. So here's the pitch, alright? We can attach an envelope to the pitch. So this way it's going to, if we have a slow attack, the pitch is going to be slowly rising. And you can take your time, you can take, if you have the attack on 10, it's going to take forever to rise up to that right pitch. Here you go. It's really going to take a while. We're going to be here looking at our watch. It's a very slow attack on the pitch. So that's envelope generators. When you get your head around envelope generators, you'll be doing well. This stuff's hard going, lad. It's hard going. So fair play to you. All right, here's so slow attack. Here's let's get through some more examples. Square wave here. Alright, envelope is just shut or whatever. It's pretty much not doing nothing. So once again, sustain on max. As long as you have your finger on the keyboard, it'll play. But as soon as you take it off, it'll stop playing. If you want it to keep playing after your finger off, you need to turn up the release. Alright, all that carry on. Alright. Attack is how long it takes to reach its maximum point. So if we have it set to halfway, it takes a while to reach its highest point. We can turn that up to maximum. It should take even longer to reach its maximum point. Once again. And once it reaches its maximum point, it should cut off. Because I have no decay, sustain, or release. It just reaches its maximum point and turns off. That's the only thing I've turned on here is the attack. Okay, so everything on 0 again. We're going to turn up the decay. So what the decay means is after the sound has how long it takes to reach the highest point. So it's big in kind of percussive sounds, where you want that instant attack, but you want, or sorry, decay is how long it takes to come down from the highest point, excuse me. So right now this is quite percussive, okay? Because the only thing I have up is the decay. And you can have a kind of reversing sound if you want by almost sounds like it's swelling in if you have a bit of attack and a bit of decay there. Anyway, some go-to settings are just the sustain on all the way. That's just what I like. It's just like, you don't know what you're doing, just have everything on 0 and then put the sustain on full whack. If you want a percussion sound, you have everything on 0 and then turn up your decay to like 1 or something, or even less, and that just gives you like a clap, just in and out. If you want a little bit of echo afterwards or whatever, you just turn that release up a tiny smidge like before, and that way it just, instead of just turning off straight away, it kind of lingers a little bit. Hear this? So here's a, that's too much, but you can turn it, make it whatever you want. And here's without any, it sounds a little bit kind of harsh. Yeah, it's a lot more forgiving when you have, just like having a little bit of reverb on. Gives you a lot more time to move around. It doesn't sound as, it has a lot more flow. Yeah, so envelopes. So envelope, right now it's only applied to the volume, the voltage controlled amplifier, but it can be applied to the pitch, it can be applied to the movement of the filter. Alright, so I'm gonna self-oscillate the what's this even called? This is an example of what happens when you, this is just me at, here's the sustain. Alright, there's just a note or whatever. That's a sine wave, kind of. It's just the filter fucking self-oscillating. But anyway, I'm going to move that around rapidly with this envelope generator. So it's going to be sliding, just slicing through. Alright. So that's what happens when you're rapidly moving. My hand couldn't move that fast. It's rapidly modulating. It's called like a one-shot. It's rapidly moving, sweeping that filter through the frequency out. All that lovely stuff. And you can make it even faster and have a bit of release so it comes back. Maybe not. That's slow rising, slow down. But basically, yeah. If you don't know what you're doing, just put the decay, have everything on 0, put the decay up. Go that fast, just go like you're throwing a ball of lightning fast. If that's too fast for you, just turn the decay up a little bit more. If you want it to rise into the sound slowly, you turn up the attack. Alright, rise into the sound slowly, turn that off now. If you want it to rise slowly and then just keep sustaining on for a little while, you turn up the sustain. That just does whatever. Yeah. That's all the bits and bobs. Okay, so I'll leave it there to avoid some cognitive overloading. Keep going, you're doing fucking awesome. It takes so many years to get this stuff going. I'm only at the stage where I can explain it now because I can think about synthesis while like walking down the road or whatever. Whereas before I was just like, oh, I don't understand, but now I can just be walking down the street and be like, oh fuck, if I plug this into that in this order, then it would sound like this, and that'd be mental. And it's lovely. Alright, so good luck on your journey. And buy, you know, if you want a musical instrument, whatever, we'll sell it to you. It's all white, it's quality stuff. It's delivered to your door. Guitars. There's also a clothes shop as well if you're into that. All the instruments. It's called Create Now. It's all white, so you get to draw like your own name on it. You can name your own guitar or whatever, and it just Create Now. No reason to wait. Alright, good luck. Bye.